Where is the link?
And your friends. I'd like to welcome you all to the 10th anniversary celebration of DIT at Oulu University of Life Sciences. And my name is Avinash Malla. I'm a second year student at DIT. I come from Nepal. This is our national costume along with the International Week that we're celebrating.
Everybody, my name is Sonia Napoleon. I'm from Finland, and I would like to welcome you everybody to that seminar.
Yeah, and to start off with the event, I'd like to welcome Saidi to the director of OUAS to officially kick off the event.
Guests, dear students and colleagues, welcome to this 10th anniversary seminar. The Greek program in information technology started in 2004 in Oulu University of Applied Sciences. During this week, we are celebrating the first 10 years of the degree program. We thank all the teachers and other staff members, as well as visiting lecturers from partner universities, who have made it possible to educate students coming all over the world in English in the field of information management. And of course, we thank our fine students all over the world. We have now a pleasure to welcome our honored speakers here in Oulu and also online. Welcome.
Next, we have Dr. Philip Broom from the University of Applied Sciences in Oulu, which is our most important partner school internationally. We have a double degree program in Oulu, and Dr. Philip Broom is the academic head of IT services. And he will be joining us online from Germany via Skype.
Hello, I'm Dr. Bruna.
Also,
Hello.
Yes. So, yeah, here we go, Dr.
Okay, thank you very much. Dear students, dear colleagues at the University of Applied Sciences in Oulu, when I was visiting your university in September this year, I was asked by my colleagues there to, if I could not give this speech today. And unfortunately, it was not possible for me to travel again to Oulu personally, since we are in the middle of the lecturing period. So I am very happy that I'm able to give this speech, this greetings today to you by video conferencing by Skype. So I hope you excuse me for not being there personally, and I would like to thank you very, very much for the opportunity to express today what I think that is our most important and most valuable university partnership that we have at the moment, namely between your university and our university. And in particular, this partnership consists of the so-called double degree program that we now run for 7 years. And this double degree program, I think, is a very important cornerstone of our partnership, and as well as of the 2 study programs that are involved in it on both sides, in your university and in our university. Namely the program, the bachelor program, Business Information Technology in Oulu, which we celebrate today, and on our side, the bachelor program, Information Management and Corporate Communications. We call it OUAS, which is a German abbreviation, and this program is the counterpart on our side. When I came to Oulu for the first time in 2008, I just started as a professor at the University of Applied Sciences here in Oulu. And the partnership, the university partnership, and the Erasmus agreement between your university and our university just had been signed, I think, the year before. So I think I was one of the first people from our university to visit Oulu and to visit the Oulu University of Applied Sciences. And I must admit that from the beginning, I really, really liked the place. And I liked the people there, you, my colleagues, and the university, as well as the city. I think, and still think, it's a very beautiful and nice place. So I'm happy that in all the subsequent years, I was able to come to Oulu also as an exchange teacher. And during the years, in 2009, I came there for the second time. I think in 2009, for the first time, the idea was born that we might do more together than just normal or usual Erasmus student and teacher exchange. So we started negotiating about possibility to create a bachelor, on the bachelor level, an exchange program, which is a more deep and extended experience for the students. And we were thinking about, or beginning to think about, the creation of the double degree program. And as I had some experience with teaching at your place in the study program Business Information Technology, I was convinced that this might be the right program and the right exchange partner for beginning to start such a double degree. And So we started negotiating, and in 2010, we then finally signed the agreement. And in 2011, in August 2011, the first group of students came from Neu-Ulm to Oulu. And since then, we had for 4 years now, we had exchange students there in Oulu. And we are happy to have many of them this year also. So there are many students from our side visiting Oulu, and of course in the other direction, vice versa, also we have visiting students here right now and in the years before. So the basic idea of the double degree program is that students are able to go abroad for a 1 year period, 1 academic year period, and study at the partner university, and not just taking some electives or some courses they are like, but they just study like real full students, take full number of ECTS credits, 30 credits per half a year. And for this intensive and very challenging experience, they then are rewarded by both universities grant them their respective bachelor degree in the end of their studies. And so the students get 2 degrees from 2 different countries, from 2 different universities, and also 2 different type of degrees, because you are in the BIT program, you are granting the degree Bachelor of Business Administration, and we are granting the degree Bachelor of Arts. So the students have a real interesting additional added value when they finish their studies. And the basic idea is that they can achieve this without studying longer. So we have a real interesting and intensive foreign exchange program without making their studies longer. And I think, so this is the basic setup. We're very happy that we have it. In the beginning, I think there were some discussions about details, and we learned from each other that study regulations and study programs in Finland and Germany are quite different in many aspects. So I think it was important that we have, with the Oulu University of Sciences, we have a partner who is really, really helping us overcoming these problems and is willing, able to discuss and also to make compromises to make this program run. And this is something that I'm very, very grateful and thankful for, because otherwise we probably would not have managed to create this, and we would not be able to have this now for 4 years. So I think the program provides a real good added value for the students, as well as for the universities, for all of us. For the students, it provides a way for going abroad and obtaining a real interesting, intensive, new experience, foreign experience, not only studying in another country and in another language, but also getting in touch with students from many other countries, because BIT is a very international program, as well as getting into touch with the culture and the language of Finland, and to learn and understand really how people live there. And I think this is a real important thing, not only regarding the scientific skills or domain-specific skills in the study program, but also regarding students' personality. And I think in the age of the Bologna process, we now focus not only on domain-specific knowledge, but also on educating the students' personality. And I think with respect to these objectives of the Bologna process, this is an important and really valuable thing. So I think the added value is the same for students at Oulu University of Applied Sciences, who are now able to visit and come here to Germany to study here for 1 year, getting an impression how study life is in Germany, and also to learn, of course, maybe different topics, because despite the fact that we have this double degree, the 2 study programs are not completely equal. So regarding the contents and the curriculum, so I think it's an added value also with respect to learning things. In Oulu, there's a possibility for PIT students to learn more about communication and media. And for our students in Oulu, there are many possibilities to learn new things regarding entrepreneurship, marketing, as well as IT knowledge and specific knowledge about, for example, developing mobile applications and other things. So I think on both sides there's an added value for the students regarding teaching content as well as personality. On the other hand, I think it's from the university perspective, it's a very important thing because the exchange between these two programs really is a cornerstone of a more intensive university partnership. We are very happy to have had a lot of exchange incoming teachers from Oulu during the last years. And also I'm happy to visit Oulu every year and teach there in the BIT program, which also for me is always an interesting and challenging and nice experience. And I really appreciate the way how you teach in Finland, and not only the way of teaching, but also the way of making exams, doing assignments, and the environment of studies. So I think the double degree and the combination with the BIT program is a really important contribution for a strong and working partnership, which we hope to extend in the coming years to other levels of education and also to research. We had the first joint research project or small research or research and development project already, Privalox project, where we also collaborated on a level of preacher exchange. So I think that there are many, many opportunities and possibilities in the future to build on top of this foundation that we have laid with the creation of the double degree. Now the first or the second generation of students is now at the point to finish their study program. So the second generation of students who were in Oulu or came from Oulu. And so far the experiences were always positive. All the students who have been visiting Oulu from our side are very, very happy about that stay there and also about the place and the study environment. And they advertise a lot for new students. So this year we had the chance or the possibility to send more than the usual 5 students there. We had 16 applicants for coming, and I must say that also for next year. This situation looks very promising with, regarding this for coming to Oulu. So I think for our students it really worked out very successful. Maybe at the end, a personal remark. As I said, I really liked the way, or still like the way of teaching and working at the Oulu University of Applied Sciences, and I'm there. I like the atmosphere, the familiar atmosphere, the quite good interaction between teachers and students. And I think that this is Oulu University of Applied Sciences is a very, very well-suited and very good partner for us. And we are very thankful to have this collaboration. And I would like to conclude now by sending, of course, the greetings of all our university officials who are really appreciating the partnership. And we have signed also an agreement about strategic partnership, so we can really build on top of that in the future. And we really appreciate this collaboration. I think the double degree program with the BIT program is a unique thing. I'm only aware of very, very few other places in Germany who offer similar programs. So I think this is still an outstanding and really unique feature to have a double degree. And I think that this is something that we are all really thankful for. And I think the BIT program is a fantastic program for being the partner program for a double degree, because it's very flexible. It offers a lot of possibilities with regarding the subjects that the students can take. So it's somehow the dream of everybody who wants to create an international exchange program. I think that is really a positive thing, and so I'm very happy today to tell you the story about it. We tell you about positive experiences and tell a little bit about how personally positive and happy I'm feeling that we have that. And I would really like to congratulate you to this anniversary for this very, very good program and express the hope and wishes that it will work out and continue like this in the future, and that we might be able to build on top of that a lot of challenging new international collaboration experiences. Thank you very much.
Now we're going to continue the slide conversation with Mr. Ilka Mikulan, who is the head of our degree program, who is on an alternation leave. It's somewhere in Spain. Having fun. Hello. 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 Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Sorry, right there with that. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes. I'm going to do so last week next time, and then do 5 more. professional email is 10 years. Okay, so we will try to call workshop in a few minutes, but now we welcome our head of the degree program, Oulu. Thank you. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this celebration with us. So now I will tell you something about history. Take a look at what happened. So, yeah, not so much. I came to this school in 2003. And like you know, BIT started in 2004, and I started to teach mathematics in 2004 for BIT students. At that time, we had only one course in mathematics, and its name was mathematics. And later, I have got more computer skills, and nowadays we have business math and computing math and research methods and so on. So I'm here, senior lecturer. But this year, when Ilkka has his long holiday, I'm deputizing for Ilkka, so that's why I'm this year head of the degree program. Okay, internationalism and multiculturalism, they are very important things in our degree program. Here you see some university level statistics. So we have tens of degree programs in our school, and 3 of them, these 3 bachelor's degrees are instructed in English. So we are one of these. And in our school, we have about 260 international degree students, which is a great number. And additionally, we have also a lot of exchange students, so 280 in 2012. And these visitors, visiting lecturers of international partners, we also have many other international experts here. But how about BIT? BIT statistics. At the moment in BIT program, we have 122 students who are present. And here you see 58 of them are Finnish origin, and 64 international students. And additionally, we have here international guests, our double degree students from Germany, from Oulu. So we have 8 students studying here. And at the moment, 4 students are doing exchange. How about graduates? So we have 89 graduates at the moment. Some of them are Finnish, some of them are international. And what do we know about our graduates? We have 27 different nationalities in the set of graduates. And we have had more than 300 students in this education. And all of these students, they have learned more than 36,000 things. So a lot of skills and new knowledge have been learned. About these nationalities, from which countries these students come from. Here you see a list of countries where these international students are coming. I try to pick them all. And we have a lot of students from Asia, from China, Nepal, and Vietnam. Then we have also African students, only few students from North and South America, some European, and at the moment we have only few from Australia. A lot of nationalities. Here you see some history. In 2004, the first group started to study in degree program in business information technology. At that time, we called it BIT 4 SM.
And first student graduated in 2007. And at the moment we know that this our first graduate, he is a male and lives in Rovaniemi, and he is running his own business there, working as an entrepreneur. And my own double degree cooperation, it's remarkable thing, so that's why I'm here. But dear students, here you see numbers, the number of applicants. You all are in a way winners when you were accepted. So for example, this year we had 9,012 applicants and about 35 were accepted. So we have a lot of students who would like to come to study in our school. So it's very good that way of in. So here you see some variation, but in a way we can see that we have here race. So we have more applicants now than 10 years ago. But what do we know about our graduates? Because this is very interesting question. Where are they now? And so on. We tried to solve this question last spring. One of our BIT graduates, Peter van Koinendaal, in his bachelor's thesis conducted a survey. So he tried to contact all these BIT graduates. So this was done last spring. So at the moment we have 89 graduates and he was able to reach 28. So here you see something what we know about these 28. 21 of them lives in Finland. So also many international students, they have decided to stay in Finland and have a career in Finland. But many of them have gone back to their home countries or they are otherwise abroad. And very strong thing in our education is this master degree possibility. So here we see that half of these respondents have continued their studies, either at university or at the University of Applied Sciences. So our cooperation with Oulu University, I think it's very strong. So 11 of these graduates are doing a master's degree. So here you see what they are studying. Here you see, for example, that one of these graduates is studying international business, one medicine, and one social responsibility and sustainability. So IT is not the only option. So you can continue also in other branches. But then here you see also very special degrees, information management and corporate communications. That's also what German Neu-Ulm University of Applied Sciences is offering, but also business and geography. So we know that many of these respondents are studying or they have studied. What do we know about their working? So in this set we know that 19 of them were working, 8 in the field of business and 10 in the IT. And here you see current positions. So here we can see that they have got excellent jobs. So quite many of them are working on ICT field. And what is very important for us, according to this survey, we know that we have 3 entrepreneurs, but I know that we have a lot more. If I should guess, I would guess that we have at least 10 entrepreneurs in our BIT graduates, which is excellent. How did we start 10 years ago? This was pretty nice for me to open this old curriculum. How did we start? Here you see, at that time we had paperback study guide. And that's how I scanned this one. And I can see that we have created a strong basis in 2003 and in 2004 when we have started this program. But many things have changed. And this year, BIT curriculum is changing again. So here you see a list of courses in BIT curriculum 2004. You will see some similarities, but we will also have some changes. So this is scanned version, so that's why quality is a bit bad. But you find some courses which were here at the beginning and they are still here. Introduction to programming, for example. Digital media is here. Also mathematics now, 2 courses. But also other things. And here, a list of options. And nowadays, BIT curriculum 2014. This is mainly for our graduates. Now you will see what our current students are mainly studying. Structure of studies is pretty similar, but here you see the newest curriculum and list of things what you are studying. So we have here some changes. Many of them are the same. And compulsory professional studies, they are here. So in BIT, we are still educating internationally oriented experts for business and ICT field. I think that ICT field and web development programming databases, that this IT is a bit stronger in our degree program, but business is also very important. And that's what we can see that many of our students have established companies after graduation or during the studies. Okay, thank you.
Now we're again trying to call Sneha and okay, we restarted everything. I get on the start. This wall button is shaping my phone, but I want hello. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
So you guys go ahead with that over. Please. Hello.
Hi.
You can try to on the video. Hello. Okay. Hello. Okay. Hello. I think we'll just move on.
Yeah. Let's try again.
So as you all are studying here in a very multicultural environment, we have with us someone who will talk about
PhD students. It's in the middle of nowhere, so these are rice fields around the university. So it's the last train stop of Paris. So there's really nothing else to do there. There's a restaurant and then you go. My lab focuses on augmented reality, human-computer interaction. And there's about 30 students at the moment. It's the same every year, about 30 students all. The doctoral course takes 3 years, always. It's never 4 or never 2, unless you're really quick. But after 3 years, you graduate. And it's a graduate school, so you don't do your bachelor's there. You have to do it somewhere else first, and then you apply to go to nice study. And that's only 2 years. And at the moment, it's like half and half. Half foreigners, half Japanese. And there's German, Turkish, Taiwanese, Chinese, Korean, and Finnish students at the moment. So it's really international lab compared to many other labs in the same university. So our lab is super international. And the staff structure is always the same in any lab in Japan. There's the main professor guy who does all the money spending and the main guidelines. And then there's the lower professor for him that manages everything. He always wants his own lab. So he's the big older guy. And then there's 2 assistant professors who have just received their PhDs and do the main grant work, collaborate with the students, guide everything. And what is different from Finland and Japan, so it's always open office style everywhere. Not only in the lab, but also at any workplace. It's always open office, which I really don't like. And gray seems to be a super popular color. I think they think it's super nice, but it's horrible. And they try to create this connectivity with their open lab idea, and also have barbecues together, have lab trips together, kind of build up morale. But they put the morale down by having too many meetings. And the idea is to go to another country for 1 year and then come back to Finland and finish a PhD. Then you get the double. I like it so much, so I asked, can I stay a bit longer? Can I stay a bit longer? So I ended up staying this time for 2.5 years, which is what I always wanted. But the first time I went in 2006, I didn't have any scholarships, nothing. I just decided that I want like student loan and use the monthly allowance that the government gives you. And then I think you need just money from your own pocket, or just try and apply for scholarships. But the first year was discovery because I have never been abroad so long. So I just explored the culture, all the temples. I took like 20,000, 30,000 photos. I am really picky eater. At least I was, until I went to Japan, so I tried everything. Do they only eat fish? Of course not. They eat everything. The barbecue is the best in Japan. But people really think that sushi and fish is the only food that Japanese people eat. But I made a lot of friends and I went to different trips to check out the nature side because city is kind of boring for longer periods of time. By the first year kind of grew me as a person and made me be aware of how should I do my work and how should I deal with my private life. And I became open to try everything, talk to new people, try different things, eat weird things like raw chicken. So I don't recommend from like the disease point of view, but I didn't actually know what eating raw chicken. Now, at this point, I have to say that while I was making these slides, it proved to be a bit difficult to pick all the necessary things to say and the unnecessary things to say, so it might be a bit confusing. So ramen, super tasty, capsule hotel, tiny, cheap, excellent experience. You have foods, if you don't know the language, you can just point them like this because they display. If you don't have any beer, you have vending machines outside the university, you just put coins and you can get beer. So that's really good for students. Japanese have this weird fascination with cute things. So if there's construction site, there's a cute character saying, "Do not enter." If there is a molester sighting, please call number 110 if you see it. And it's also cute, but it's about people grabbing young ladies behind. And of course, I wrote a blog, the whole experience. 1 year I wrote a blog. So I wrote about 2 pages, just the experience of using the sci-fi toilet. And last year, I actually got stuck on the toilet because we have the flushing function. I got stuck just flushing and just the water level was rising. So in the future, how do you stop it? You just lift your ass. There's also a wall socket. But if you can't see it, just lift your ass. It has not nothing. But I thought like every toilet would be like that, but that's the basic old style Japanese toilet. It's good for the wow movement because your body is in the correct position to experiment. Anyway, the university. Let's go back to that. The university students and staff live fairly cheap. This is about 14 square meters apartment, really tiny. You have your beds, you have your table, small kitchen, and then your toilet. And it's only 100 euros per month. Includes internet, laundry facilities, water. You pay for electricity, but that's it. But because the university is the center of nowhere, you spend all your money going out of it and spending the money in other areas. But if you really want to live privately in Japan, it's inconvenient because they are expensive and making the contract is super slow. Key money is something you pay for the owner of the apartment. It's just thank you for letting me rent your apartment. You never pay back 500 euros. Deposit 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So it could be 1,000 euros. So you get 1,500 already. And then the guarantor for the apartment has to be Japanese. It cannot be any foreign. It always has to be Japanese who says that you are okay to live. Documents everything in Japanese, multi-pages, all these rules. And the apartment agency staff usually only talks in Japan. So it's really difficult, so you need help. And of course you have to pay them about 500 euros. So getting your first apartment is only 2,000 euros. You get 70% of your deposit back, but that's not really comfortable when you're a student and you need an apartment. And contracts are 1 year minimum everywhere. So if you really like the apartment, I mean you have to really like the apartment, so don't make a mistake when you first rent an apartment. So this is in Osaka, this is my previous apartment, the kitchen is over here, then the separate bath and separate toilet, so it's like super cool to have separate bath and toilet. And in the balcony and the center of Osaka is really cool. This was, I think 600 plus 600 plus all the insurances you have to have, fire, blah, blah, blah. It's 2,000 for the first month and then just 600 each month. I'm gonna talk about language for a bit. I studied in Oulu University for 2 years, twice a week. I thought I could speak a bit when I went there, but the first year I couldn't really communicate, so I could ask like is this train going to Nampa? And Finnish language is fairly similar to Japanese, so they thought my skill in Japanese was higher, and they answered in really complex Japanese, which I couldn't understand. But then when I went back 2 years later, I think my brain started to process in between 2 years automatically. I didn't study anymore. I just wrote with my friends a bit, but I started talking and using the language more. And I don't know why, but I just could talk even without studying. And third year, because I was there 2.5 years, I can cope with almost any situation except like research stuff, because the language is so difficult. But if you learn the language of another country, for example, Finnish or Swedish or German or anything, it shows that you are interested and invested in the culture. So people start treating you differently. And it's easier to make friends, easier to cope with daily lives. And when you can talk, it opens up new doors to new possibilities. So speak the lingo and get to know people. And if you really, really want to learn language easily, find people that don't speak English. So in the part of Osaka living, I think only a couple of people spoke English and the rest of Japanese. So my language skill boomed up really fast. Or there's the simple way of getting a girlfriend, which is super, super fun. I'm single, so yeah. I think. Japanese people, if you talk about them, really old way of treating people with this hierarchy. In private life and in workplace, there's always like an older person, you have to pour them alcohol first. Or boss, you have to pour him alcohol first. I was kind of a mix because assistant professors were younger than me. But they are assistant professors and I'm older, so what do you do in that situation? But they got money, so they paid the cost. They were the bosses. Japanese are kind, polite, really, really group-oriented in the lab and everywhere, and they work hard. So many of the tasks they have in the lab, like any cleaning, any organizing, or any web page updating is divided into different people and they work together. Because I think it's like teaching them to have like leadership, be in control of one task, or be in control of multiple tasks. How do you multitask? But they are also stupidly overworked, so their efficiency is not on the same level as Finnish. Because we work from 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. But we really work during that time. Japan is kind of like work, do something else, work, do something else. So they can be in the lab from 9 until 10 o'clock in the night. So I think they have this like letting go of your work routine problem. They have problems relaxing. But yeah, it's kind of repetition of get to know people. So I had 4 professors, young professors as exchange professors in Finland. They always work too hard from early in the morning, 8 until like 1 o'clock at night. But when they come here, they always relax, which is good. Because they learn that there's something else in life besides work. And some of them really want to find a job here because of the good quality work environment. So they learn through the nice mandatory. They always have to go for one. They learn from the mandatory professor exchange that there's a world outside of Japan that doesn't kill themselves with work. And it's true that it's a high technology country, and the universities use a lot of money, millions in new equipment. Even though all the universities is bigger, NICE spends a lot more money just on technology. So they have the newest projectors, head-mounted displays, weird $50,000 cameras, IR camera, one camera. But they have the budget, so if as a student, if you need anything and it's important for your work, you can ask and they will buy. So I asked, like, can I have a digital pen that tracks like what you write and gyroscopic movements? And they said yes, and they ordered 5. I only needed 1. But they had the budget that they have to meet, so that next year they can spend the same amount of money. So he used my pen excuse to fill up the budget. And yes, so university also pays you scholarships for many students, and if you have any monetary problems, they kind of lend you money or try and find some scholarship for you to get. So there's no problem in like living in the university without any money, at least in NICE. I don't know about other universities in Japan. NICE is very helpful in that way. But technology, even though it's a high technology country, the longer you stay, you notice the annoying things. Fax is still used. Common paper documents that you have to stamp. The stamp is like constantly used everywhere. There's no signature in Japan unless you're a foreigner. Normally you use specialized stamp. Everyone has their own stamp. Internet banking exists, but it's rarely used, so you can't pay any bills by using the computer. You get paper documents in your mail, and then you go to a convenience store and you pay. Unless you make a separate document and get it to the bank and then approve the withdrawal from your account, which is like super. Credit cards are rarely accepted. Japan is a totally money country. Maybe 10% of the stores accept credit cards. ATMs close after 6 o'clock, so people hurry to the ATM to get money. And on Sundays, they don't open at all. So if you need money for Sunday, get it on Saturday. And the stamp, if you don't have your stamp, if you forget it somewhere and you, for example, get a phone, then you are blank because you need your physical stamp. And I was working as a researcher, like half salary in Japan, and every month you go and you do your small stamps to register that I was working this day, this day, this day. And getting mobile phone is time consuming. I think it's about 100 euros per month for mobile phone. But you adjust. After a few years, you adjust to everything, and it doesn't matter. If you want to apply for a job in Japan, it's more rigorous than Finland. So usually the master students start job hunting the second year. And then you can make a company search for the jobs yourself, for you, and you have to pay them a small fee from your first salary or separate. Usually the university students don't need that service because the lab will help you in finding a job based on your skills and your interests. So many of the students in IMD lab, the lab I am in, go for Nintendo, Sony, Canon, Capcom, all these game companies or similar companies. Always there's like online applications. You fill a lot of forms and do aptitude tests. So they like fill out the ones with that. I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but so. And if you have to go to another city for an interview, the company that is considering you for hire is paying for the trip. And some people in our lab couldn't find a job, but that's really rare. So they can still stay in the lab for 6 months and they get a small scholarship so that they have the possibility to find the job. And it's very, very common that the companies in Japan pay for any train or car or any other costs that you have to pay when you go to the job. And everyone wears black. Always in the interviews you have a suit black. Being a foreigner in Japan is kind of like people always stare at you constantly in train, bus stations, in restaurants. Assume from you are from the US if you're a Westerner like me. That's kind of annoying. And always another thing that's annoying to me is that they always assume that Finnish people, the official language is English. But even though they're next to you, they just openly talk about you in Japanese. They assume you can't understand what they are saying, but when you say something back, they are super embarrassed. But they help as well as they can, even if they don't talk in English. They just try and help, whatever the problem is. And as a foreigner, you are allowed to make mistakes. So if you have a gray suit, it's okay. If you didn't buy the train ticket, it's okay. If you are drunk and vomiting the street, it's okay. But the longer you stay, the better you are in Japanese. They expect you to adjust to the Japanese ethics at work or when studying. Now, who is this metal-looking dude? He's a guy that got stopped at the airport when leaving on a trip by security and searched thoroughly. When he arrived, he got stopped again on arrival. And then they asked him, like, do you have any cigarettes or marijuana? In the same sentence. So he said, yes, no. So he looks kind of evil. But in reality, he is graduated PhD from Kyoto University. He works as a researcher at NTT, like communications, really, really big company, famous company. And he was on his way to a conference trip just wearing casual metal shirt and camel pants and hair open. So looks can be deceiving. But yeah, that's me. So it doesn't matter how you look, just be who you are. If you know your stuff, no one cares actually. So even if there's some dress code, if you're a really good programmer, they're going to hire you anyway. So it's not that much of a problem. So he wears these outfits for work, even though everyone else wears a suit. Because he's so good, they give him some room. I'm gonna just wrap this up quickly. So if you go to Japan or anywhere else in other countries, you get friends for life and really, really good experiences to share and really good contacts for the future from the friends or any person you meet for the future. And I think it expands your brain, or at least the thinking that Finland is not the center of the earth and you can actually travel and see the world. Sometimes it makes you appreciate your home country more. So I love the architecture here, really like wood and not all in gray colors. And the quietness, I have the forests here. Sometimes it's too bustling city life in Japan. But sometimes it ends up with you being kind of a lost cause and you just want to travel abroad all the time. I'm kind of a lost cause because I don't enjoy my life in Finland anymore that much. I just want to go back and get a job there and continue my life in another country. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'm a mix in between. If you go anywhere to another country, reserve 1 month for arrival duties, tinkering, tweaking stuff. When you leave, 1 month for packing and making the official stuff. So minimum of 6 months is what I recommend, and preferably 1 year stay. So now after all these years, I think half of my Facebook friends are now Japanese, but also other countries that I met while in Japan. And if you go, apply for any scholarships. It's harder for master's students to apply for money, but there are some, so apply for them so you don't have to use your own money. PhDs get money a lot more easy than others. Keep your mental health in check. So sometimes you might feel homesick. Sometimes there's other stuff that it's just crushing work or something. So talk to people and keep your mental health safe. So thank you. Any questions? Anything back?
How do you compare Japanese culture to Korean culture? I've been to Korea and I love Korea, but I don't know much about Japan.
I think any Koreans here?
Yeah.
Yes? Oh. I think Korean men have big egos, so that's a very big difference to Japan. I haven't been to Korea, but I think the Koreans that I know are really good and hardworking. And in a lot of ways, Korea always tries to catch up Japan and be like the little brother to the big Japanese brother. And in some ways, they've already passed. Like the mobile phones are really super popular. And Korean girls take better care about their appearances than Japan. I noticed that they use a lot of gym time or plastic surgery. Not everyone, of course, not everyone, but it's super popular to pick something. Well, thank you anyway.
One last time.
Okay, so up next we have someone who's unrelated who is now an entrepreneur. Some years ago he was so much. I would like to welcome Mr. Erasmus van Meter. He's the CEO, Chief Operating Officer in SEC Solutions. He's a graduate of our first BIT batch in 2004.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm I'm from South Africa, and I was part of the very first group that started here a bit before. I think we started off, there was 24 of us, and I think 12 graduated. I was asked to talk about how my experience as a big student, about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and basically the bad and ugly is mostly aimed at me, I think, in this case. I'm not a natural student, I would say. I was always kicking and screaming towards my degree, but I ended up getting there in the end. Something that was really great for me when I started here was the way the teachers or the lecturers teach in Finland. It's quite a different environment.
In South Africa, I studied a civil engineering degree, and there basically you go to lectures, you get fed some information, and you write an exam about it. And here it was much more interactive. We did many more projects during the term, so it was nice and more a friendly environment, and the students were more friendly, and we were quite a tight-knit group towards the end, actually. Okay, so then I eventually managed to graduate in 2009, and I started looking for a job. Finland, as the lecturers will probably be able to concur, I'm not one of the best language students. The very first course I started was my Finnish language course, and it was also the very last course I got my credits for. But I graduated at the right time. It was 2009, and of course, right at that moment, the market was flooded with really experienced people, and it was actually quite a hard time to find a job. I sent out maybe 100 applications, and basically what I had to do is reassess my plans, because I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I was planning to work for 5 years, and then after those 5 years, I would quit my job, start my own company, and basically I had to skip those 5 years of experience and just stick my head straight into it and see what happens. Okay, so my first company, as you can see, it was called Web Design and Marketing. It was a little bit optimistic of me, I would say, to call it that. Yeah, it was something that I was probably not tuned to my skill set at that stage. So I then very quickly had to change my mind, and then I started basically creating and doing something that I liked. I love playing golf, I love sports, and I noticed that all the golf applications on the market, basically what they do is they make you input about 20 different things every time before you have to hit the shot. And it was really frustrating to use on a golf course. So basically what I decided to do is make it so you press one button and move on. And you get all your information on the course, and during the round it doesn't bother you. And then after the round you get the statistics, you get your positions on the course. And as you can see, one of the very first things I learned was I'm not very good at graphic user interface design. So I hired somebody to help me out on that. And I ended up with a relatively good product. I teamed up with a company here in Oulu called Greenart. Their product is called Greenart, the company is called the area. And they ended up buying me out. So I was quite happy with that kind of successful start as an entrepreneur. But then I kind of was lost for a while because I didn't know what to do next. And I came up with this idea, and I really took it quite far. But one thing that we had a problem with was finding investment for the idea. Basically, the idea was to create a social media environment for people with dogs to communicate within, but also with an application that every time they go out and walk their dog, then they would get the information of all the exercise of their dog, and then we can give them nutritional information. And basically, in the end, we wanted to create a point where the industry communicates with dog owners. And as good of an idea as I personally think this is, yeah, financing in Finland is quite hard to find. So eventually, I moved on to my next idea, and that was Seb Solutions. Again, as you can see, our first drawings of what we wanted to do was very rough. The idea basically is that we want to create the needs of the child. So basically, what we did is we saw that people buy baby monitors. We saw that people download an application to keep track of their children's needs every day. And then we saw that people use pen and paper for keeping track of long-term development, keeping track of things, for example, like breastfeeding. And all of that could be easily put into one application. So then we created this whole system around this. And this was our first little mock-up of what we want to do. And we ended up with basically the system as it stands today. We've created a beautiful baby monitor. We have created a web portal where people can go, create a profile for their children, see all the statistics, keep track of the children's long-term development, and also the application for easy input of information. So it's a nice package that we created for people. Through all of these three projects that I've worked, I've now really started understanding what it is to be an entrepreneur. It's not an easy task. It's often lonely. You often cry in the middle of the night because you're writing business plans, because you have investor meetings every week with different people for example, tomorrow I have an investor meeting somewhere else in Europe, so tonight I have to take a flight out to go and meet this investor. And it's just always busy. You often don't see your family, but it's a lifestyle. It's something that you commit to, and something that you learn to love. Actually, it's not for everyone, I would say, but definitely it's something that you should do. And if I had a little bit more knowledge about being an entrepreneur when I was sitting in the seats that you guys are sitting in as students, I would have definitely started something while I was a student, because you have so many resources here. You have so many minds to pick. It's unbelievable. The opportunities are just there for you. So definitely, if you are interested in being an entrepreneur, start now. Don't wait till later. It's definitely the right time for you. Yeah, I'm not in one for long speeches, so this is basically the end. Do you have any questions?
Are you looking for any interns?
Free labor is always welcome.
Okay, so we should contact you through your.
Yes, please do. Yeah, that's definitely something that we need. We actually, right now, I started SEP Solutions with my wife. She just happened to be laid off by Nokia just at the same time as I finished my previous project. And we then decided to start this company together from our own experiences. So, yeah, we're currently just the two of us. So we have created everything. We're ready to do the manufacturing of the portal. Everything is ready right now. So now is the time for us. We are going to need people to help us, especially with things like social media and just keeping us relevant to our customers and keeping the conversation going. Okay. Any other questions? So yes, I can explore you guys. Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you. After that, we have two students who are graduating very soon. They're here to share their PIT experiences. Let me welcome Turka and Tash.
Okay, so we are graduating VIT students, and we're just finishing up our degrees. My name is Fanny Wainionta, and here is Turka.
Hello, everyone. We're both VIT ones, and hopefully graduating soon. Very hopefully. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about our experiences. So I'm just going to start off with how we ended up here. And I came here straight from the high school, and I'm also from Oulu, so it's not very far where I came from. So basically, I had no idea what I wanted to do, and there was an information event here for high school students, and I just thought, well, that's kind of vague and kind of general business IT. That should be good. And I just started trying it out, and still doing it, so it seemed good enough. And here we are, getting a degree, and perhaps continuing from here to a good job.
Yeah, well, my story was eventually, at first I was going to Rovaniemi University, to the Department of Social Sciences and Politics. But since I did my military service in Rovaniemi and kind of hated the place afterwards, I was looking for other options, and I can't remember how, but I was looking for basically like just in case options online, and somehow I found out VIT, and the moment I looked for it, it sounded amazing. International degree in English, combined business and IT, so I wanted to give a shot, and now I'm here.
Yeah. Also, for me, I wanted to do something in English and something very international because I already lived abroad as a kid. So it was a natural option, and also it's very easy access. It's close to the city, and so forth. And the degree second year, me and Turka actually ended up in the same place in exchange. I wanted to go alone. I wanted to go somewhere new, a different exchange in Eastern Europe. So I chose Hungary, and then he just told me, "Oh, I'm gonna apply there too," and we ended up there. And Yeah, and I should definitely say that you should go because it's a very good experience. And well, for us, we didn't really have to study very much. But I think
Yeah, we did. Come on.
very hard. Yeah, it would depend on the place where you go. Definitely, in many countries, people especially appreciate the Finnish students for the reputation that we have in the language skills, but also like it's a very good experience to network and get friends from all over the place. Like I could just go on Facebook, talk to a friend from Portugal and say, hey, I'm coming there, can I come over? And then like, yeah, sure, it's great.
Yeah. Going to exchange is definitely what we recommend. It truly like broadens your thinking, and especially like your language skills become much more fluent. Like teamworking, I think there's no like negative aspect to it. It's just basically a very awesome time to spend your studying time in another country. We truly recommend it.
Also, it's made very easy for you guys. So all you have to do is sign a name on the paper, and
Yeah.
they do everything for you here.
Mhm.
And you get the funds for it. So you just basically go and do whatever you do, have fun. It's
Yeah.
great.
The school helps a lot. I mean, you just basically have to sign the paper, like Fanny said, and Pirita especially is really helpful with the school. I mean, and what we have heard, majority of the partner universities also help you a lot, especially their international coordinators. They make the job ready for you, basically. You just have to book the ticket and go do the courses.
And also the BIT degree is very good for making it your own. Because for example, for me, I was never so much interested in all the coding and Java and C# and those. So I concentrated more on the graphical design and Photoshop courses, that sort of thing. So you can do what you want, and you can choose your work placement, your job practice, in the sense that you kind of guide it towards where you want to go in your working life. And after that, of course, your thesis, which is what I'm doing. I'm doing graphical design for my thesis, and hopefully getting a job after that. So you can make it your own.
True, and it really combines the best of both, like both fields. In business and IT, you can, for example, focus on digital marketing, make a combination of those two. Like if you want to do an internship for that or a thesis, whatever goes. BIT is really an awesome degree program in that sense. It gives so many options. There's not just one road to go. Definitely a lot of different alternatives to choose from, especially course-wide. Graphical stuff, programming, anything goes really.
And the thing is that you can always do more of the business parts. Like for example, for myself, I did my work practice for marketing in the sense that it was a business-to-business company. So when a company wanted their product to Finland, I would help them get contacts and arrange meetings and so forth. So I've got good experience from that sort of office job. And then there's also the real life projects that we do during courses, and we get contacts to real companies. So it's way easier to take contact to these companies later and say like, hey, I got the papers, can I get a job? And then they might remember you.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, me too. I did my internship as, well, basically doing promotion, and I helped the company out with marketing. So I wanted to, like, as an internship, I wanted to focus on the business side. And it was very beneficial, and I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and I think the teachers are quite flexible, that you can work your way through in your own sense, but it's quite relaxed, but you do have to get through the main courses, and you have to get the credits, and I would advise you to do it at once. Don't leave the courses hanging, and then it's way easier for yourself.
Yeah, it's a very good advice. But the school really offers you a practical and both the practical and theoretical approach, and it's a wonderful combination, just wonderful combination. And BIT is, in my opinion, BIT is a really good degree program in a sense.
Actually, that's one of the reasons why I came here instead of the University of Oulu, is that I like the approach of more practical doing. You actually work a lot more in practical environments, group works, you work with people, and a lot of presentations and everything, so you get comfortable with it. And then you can continue to the university also, so it doesn't close any options. Like I'm planning to continue to the master's degree, for example. So.
Yeah, and BIT is wonderful because you can apply for 2 masters basically, like to the business side, like masters of business administration, for example, in Oulu, or the software design of the IT faculty. So sky is the limit basically. And you can apply to so many master's programs after this.
And I'd say that after being an exchange, how easy it was, it's very comfortable after that to go anywhere. It seems like an easy thing to do, just fly to Japan or wherever and just go and try it out.
Yeah.
I guess that's about it.
That's
Any
about
questions?
it.
Questions? That's a no.
That's a no. Okay, thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you very much. Again, very good try.
Okay, so apparently this is working, but now we are going to have an awesome video made by our multimedia group. So please welcome them. Bye-bye. Okay, so you're the team. My name is Jin, BIT3.
My name is Luis, BIT2.
And we had one more person and she couldn't make it for personal reasons. So basically, when we were given this task, about a couple or 3 weeks ago, we were told that, okay, if we make a video that will attract future students. And we thought, okay, and then we were to start. So we thought, okay, let's start dissect what BIT is about. So we thought, okay, business, which is theoretical, and IT, which is practical, where you actually do the coding. And also we wanted to emphasize this multicultural learning environments. So we have so many nationalities, including myself. And we also wanted to show the insight to student life. We didn't want to just show, okay, come and study, which is a bit like bragging. So we wanted to show that there's a life outside of school where you can do something, which will also be beneficial for your self-development. And we also integrate some graduate students to show like that after PhD, what has happened and who has achieved or what they have achieved. So these are the list of interviewees.
And about the interviewing, we have totally 7 interviewees, and 2 of them is a teacher, other leader. And because we would like to make it more internationally, so we have only 1 Finnish student, 1 Chinese student, and 1 Portuguese student from Germany.
And we also have graduate student, Erasmus Uni. We really thank you for that.
Okay, so are you ready to watch the awesome?
Are we strong enough? Can we make the cut? Can we cross the finish line? Make it out in time? Can we pass the bar? Can we make the grade?
Hi, this is Jill, a second year business and IT degree student in Oulu University of Applied Sciences. Today, we are celebrating 10th anniversary of business and IT degree program here. And I'm here to show you all the students to offer for you. Follow me. Hello, my name is Anuviva and I work as a head of degree program in business information technology. In IT studies, web development, information systems, information management, software business play an important role, but also business, languages, communication, multiculturalism, project and teamwork skills are very important.
Hi, my name is Minna Kamula. I'm senior lecturer in BIT degree program. I have been working here 10 years now.
BIT has goals that our students should understand both business and IT sector, so that our students are able to transmit information from customers to software developers. Also, we hope that our students would have enough skills so that they could be entrepreneurs, they could establish their own companies in the future. I think that for BIT students, we hope that we would get students who are motivated, who are self-directed, they're goal-oriented, and then of course our students should have good communication skills and good reporting skills. That's also very important if our students are going to continue their studies in a university.
Hei, moi, terve! Mun nimi on Fanni Vainiola ja mä oon Oulusta kotoisin. Opiskelen tässä Business IT-ohjelmassa ja oon aloittanut tässä joulukuussa todennäköisesti.
Actually, I think the good thing about this degree is that you can make it your own in the sense that I did my work practice in a marketing company, but then I'm doing my thesis for the IT department. I'm doing web design, so I did both, best of the both worlds. I think there's many courses that help in work practice, but well, the language courses are important, so you can work with the language in a company. You have to be capable with your communication skills, and also team working is very essential, so you get used to that in working life. I think for the work practice, it was first of all kind of difficult to sit still for 8 hours in front of the computer. But then also there was the chance that I had to call companies and I had to be very confident about what I'm talking about. And I had to work with real people and be serious about it, which you don't have to do so much in school because there's just examples. So I think that was a very good experience. And through the work practice, I think we get very good connections to the real working world, which is important when you graduate, so you can contact the people like, hey, how about a job? I did an exchange in Hungary, in Dunajváros, and I would say that it's definitely an advantage because people are going to look at your CV when you are looking for a job, and they definitely appreciate that you have been in an exchange. And it just tells a lot about you and that you have tried something new and you're willing to cope in a different situation. And also, it's not even so much about the courses that you do there, but you get to speak another language more, you meet new people and socialize, so I'd say that's the main point.
after learning it. Ni hao, hello, I'm from China and my name is Yurong. I think I like the style of business information technology, especially the programming part, because we have two choices, and one is choose more like and another direction is like you can choose the programming more like the coding. So I choose the programming. So I would like to do the more web design and the web programming. Thanks.
I'm Erasmus van Kerk. I'm from South Africa. I'm now running my company. I started a company that has designed the new payment monitoring system. Well, the idea was great because it introduced me to all the different topics that I need to know to run my business. Basically, starting all the way from the IT side, where I need to understand the requirements, putting it together, working with a team of developers, all the way through to the logistical side, where I've now developed a product that I need to ship across the world. How does that work? What is needed to manage all of that? If you want to be an entrepreneur, I would say keep it as wide as possible in your studies. But if you want to find a specific job in this specific field that you're interested in, make sure that at some point during your studies you focus on that and find and go more in depth of that.
Germany. I'm part of the public between our schools and I think the partnership between them is very beneficial for us students because they are very agreements and you don't have to worry about that the courses will be. I really like this diversity between the EIT and the IB courses because this is our main studies and it's part of our study activities because we want to get in touch with other entrepreneurs and companies here at home. So I went to a kickoff event and said business kitchen and actually I also got a job there. So I got to know a small startup company and they asked me to do some marketing stuff for actually the German market. And so I have some work to do now additionally to my courses and it's very, very fun to it's really practice.
I'm Yi Wang from China, and I have been studied in VIT from the year 2009 to 2013. Well, I think from 4 years study in VIT, I have got the fundamental knowledge which is related to the work which I'm working now. And I think VIT studies offer me a worldwide view of this industry, like in general. And then I have done like some self-study to get deeper understanding in this field. Yeah, I think there were several courses which is quite useful and practical. Like one course is called, I think, multimedia, if I remember right. And from there we learned the skills of how to use Adobe Photoshop and InDesign. And for the Photoshop, which I almost use every day now in the current work. And also there is another course that is talking about like building a website, like using HTML and CSS. I think that's quite useful. Yes, I think like there were many happy memories, like all the staff and classmates that were nice, and especially those teachers, they are very helpful, like with all aspects of study and even life. So I'm really like.
Start to recognize, start to realize, we can't do anything, we can't be anyone. Just close your eyes and try to see. We can't do anything, we can't be anyone.
So with all of that, now we come to the close of the event. Thank you everyone for joining us. And now you can take the rest of the time and discuss and network with each other on coffee. You can get coffee outside the auditorium. You can also use the room inside that P3C5. Thank you everyone.